Welcome back to another Scottish Tech YouTube video. So today is another day in the life. This is the third one and they seem to be the sort of favourite of the videos that I do. So I'm going to try and do a day in the life every week and then one job sort of video a week, unless there's anything else that you guys want to see. If there is, drop a comment. So I'm just currently on the way to my storage container. I've got some stuff in the back of the van I need to put in there, and then basically get rid of some rubbish in my van as well, because it is absolutely a mess in the back. But we're gonna head there now, go and do that, then I need to go to Irvine for a jump start, into Glasgow for a trailer inspection, and then we've got another trailer inspection at Euro Central, and I think we need to go over to Kirkcaldy after that to go and look at a transporter. So I think that is today's sort of run of events, unless anything else comes in and throws a spanner in the works. But hopefully not. It's just myself today. Greg's on holiday because he just completed the Glasgow half marathon yesterday, so a massive well done to him for that. So riding solo today, and we will start hitting the road and get today underway. Got the majority of this cleaned up now, so we've just got a wee box of rubbish to a bin bag, but we'll get that emptied today. Tools are all away. We have new packet of gloves, jump pack that we need for this job. So we'll lock up our container now, get back in the van and head to Irvine. Okay then, so that is us now on the M8. We'll be on this for about up until Baillieston, then we'll jump on the 74. I think we're about an hour and 5 minutes away from Irvine just now. And once we get there we need to check obviously the sprinter. So we need to make sure it's charging and all that stuff. It's not just a straightforward jump start. We need to test everything when we get to it. But we will head along the motorway just now and hopefully get there without any traffic. We're now on the M77 and roughly about 25 minutes away. It's absolutely chucking it down, which is very typical because it's been dry all the way across the year. So it looks like we're going to get wet, but hopefully it dries up in the next 20 minutes. This is our sprinter now that's a non-start, so I'm just going to test it. Right, we're not starting, it's just clicking away. So I'm going to test the battery, make sure it's got voltage, and then if it does, I'm going to check underneath. There's normally a little stop start sort of thing that corrodes. So I'll check that, and if it's not that, then it may be a starter, but it certainly looks like it's got power and you can hear it trying to start, but it just doesn't start. Now I don't know how clearly this will come across, but you can see that bit of green just above that sort of 13mm. So in there is like a fuse, more or less, for your stop start system, and that basically corrodes out and it stops the vehicle actually starting. So to bypass it, just take this off, put it on there, and if the vehicle starts, it's definitely that's knackered. So we'll give that a shot, see if the vehicle starts, and if it does we'll need to order up one of them, but at least they'll be able to use it temporarily. That's them both now on the same terminal, so we'll go back in and see if it starts up. There we go, so ignition, there you go, vehicle starts no bother. So we'll order up one of the fuse bits, but they can temporarily use it now. It's not going to make a difference to the van, and then that's us sorted it. Now the job's been done, just going to fill out my job sheet quickly. We'll go back in, hand the keys, and then we'll head up to Glasgow to go and do a trailer inspection. I've just stopped, grabbed myself a little Burger King. We're just about to head back up the motorway now. We're going to head to London Road in Glasgow. So I head up there. I think we've got a flatbed trailer, I think it is, to inspect. So we'll go up there, we'll walk around a bit of that inspection and try and show you a bit. And then we've got another double decker today after it, so I'll try and show you another bit on that. I'm not going to film the full inspection on both of them because it's pointless. So hopefully we can find some interesting stuff. This is the flatbed in question, so we've written down our details there, got our tyre depths already, so we'll just walk around, we'll check the lights, we'll check the tyre pressures, we'll get the wee tool out to do that, we'll show you how we do that. But basically just checking the lights first, all that stuff works, and then we will get our chapping hammer out, check all our nuts, bolts, clamps, mud wings, all that sort of stuff. But for the eye it looks like a semi-good trailer, to be fair. So tail light lens, you try and make sure that shuts properly, otherwise water will get in there. But aye, we'll show you as we go. Now this is the tool here that we use to check the tyre pressure, so we'll just turn that on. Take off our dust cap. This might be pretty hard to do one-handed, but we'll give it a shot. So basically you just get this end, push it on, just hold it for a couple of seconds, let go, and that will save that. So that's at 100 psi, and you get a bit of air in that tyre. It should be up at the 120s. Underneath the trailer now, we're at the first axle. I've jacked up all the hubs, checked all the hubs, they're fine. So we're just going to go around it now and check our nuts and bolts. So we've got a wee chapping hammer that you would have just seen in that time lapse. Now we just chap all the bolts, your shockies, make sure there's no play in the bushes, make sure there's not like excessive play in the pins. Again, check these ones. It looks like it's just had a reline, there's new shoes and that on it, but we will, where are we? Our 19mm will adjust the brakes up, well, I'll take them off, sorry, first, check the linings, but I'm pretty confident they're going to be brand new in there, and then adjust these up, and then we have our grease gun, and we'll have a grease nipple here, and a grease nipple here, both sides obviously, and then that will be that full axle complete. We'll check the airbags when we slide past there, and then again we'll just slide away, check the second, check the third, it's all just the exact same. Check our pipes, wiring and all that as we go. So yeah, let's make a start. Now I was doing that as a wee sort of time lapse, but while I've wound these off, I'll try and see if I can show you this without too much light. That is a lining in there, so aye, as you can see it's basically brand new, there's loads in there. That wee bit right at the top, in between that black line, and the top, that's like your metal actual shoe, and then where you can see that little line in the middle, the bit above that, that's basically your rivets sitting there. So normally when it gets to about there, that's when you're looking to change it, but as you can see there's plenty underneath that line, so our shoes are okay. Now to adjust these, our 19 just goes in there, and you basically just wind that all the way around until it stops. It should be any minute, there you go. That's us stopped, so that's the brakes basically completely on. So you flick it into the off position, there we go. Just give it a wee knock, wind it back 2/4, so half a turn, and then that is us well adjusted. Now we'll do it to this side, and then after that we'll grease it. This won't be the easiest to show because I'm kind of holding this in my knee. But that is that on the grease nipple now, and if we turn the gun on, there you go, you can see the grease now coming at the bush. 2 seconds, grab the torch, there you go. So that is that greased. We'll do the slack adjuster next. That is the full first axle now greased. So I'm just going to repeat that process on the second and third. Now we'll tune back in if we find any. Just a couple of little minor things, just a insecure pipe and wiring, but this is the only part that we need, and this is a slack adjuster return spring. So basically when you put your foot on the brake, this spring basically goes full like spring tension. When you release it, it obviously makes sure that your slack adjuster returns back, therefore releasing your brake. So it's basically just an extra sort of safety measure, but one is missing on the middle axle, so we'll go under and get this fitted. That's where it goes. So as you can see there's holes in your slack adjuster. This one goes through your slack adjuster and onto your bracket on your axle. So basically when you put your foot on the brake, that slack adjuster will come forward, then it will release itself with the brake chamber, but that spring's just there to make sure it comes back. So Look, I put that one like that. So this goes inside there like that. Round, oh, let's swap hands. Round the back. And then there you go. So it just clips in there. Like so. Slight change of plans, so our trailer inspection has been cancelled. They've had to go and use the trailer today, so they couldn't have it off the road. They needed it, and that has been cancelled or postponed. So we are currently, we've just picked up some parts for HGV Direct in Kirkcaldy. Sorry, HGV Direct in Bellshill, and we're heading to Kirkcaldy to go and fit a couple of tail lights, a couple of number plate lights, and check some power steering in another vehicle. So 54 minutes away from there, but time to go over the bridge. As I just went over the Queensferry crossing, so we're 17 minutes away now, and then we can get these lights fixed and have a look at this power steering. Guys, remember I've got an upcoming video on Meet the Team, so you get introduced to myself, Rhea and Greg, and you can ask us any questions you like. Please leave your questions in the comments and we'll get all the questions answered in the video. We're currently sort of mid-recording it, so aye, if you drop a comment, this will probably be the last one for the comment requests, so any comment, any question you may have about anything to do with either us or the business or whatever, please leave it in the comments and we will do our best to answer it. Now this little Volkswagen Transporter that we've got here has a power steering fault. So it's not got any power steering fluid because it's electric steering, and apparently it's quite intermittent, which makes it hard to diagnose, because if it doesn't do it when you're at it, it's hard to sort of figure out what it is. But we've got no faults, and I've been sitting sort of playing about the steering, and I've had a wee road test along the road and it all feels okay. So I'm just going to go and double check the plug, make sure there's no corrosion, anything round about the plug, and if it's alright, I'm just going to have to sort of leave it and tell them to sort of get us back when it's doing the when it's not working, sorry, because until then it's pretty hard to sort of say what it is, because it seems to be working alright now. Right, so I can't really get the camera underneath to show you, there's not really that much space, but in that electric steering there is actually obviously fluid built into it and it is leaking. So I reckon this is going to need the steering rack, so we'll go in and let them know. And I don't know whether, I don't know if we'll do it or if they'll send it to a workshop, unsure on that one, but I'll go and let them know, and then we'll nip round to the other side of the building, and I think the one round there for the tail lights is round there, so we'll nip round there and get them fitted. This is the number plate lines we need to change. As you can see, it's broken and we've had a bit of damage just round about the edge of here, so I'm going to take this lens off, try and bend this back out, because I actually don't think the lights need changed. I'm swapping out that bulb type with a LED because it's all I've got in the van, so I just need to drill out these holes slightly to fit through our bolts, or threaded rod anyway, and then bolt it on from behind. That is our light on now, nice and secure, and we've got some heat shrink, so we'll just melt these up, tape it up nice and neat, and then we'll just cable tie it in behind there. There we go, that is that all fitted. It's all cable tied up in behind. So my next job is just to try and bend this bar out a wee bit, just so the lenses sit in properly, just because they don't sit right because it's hitting this bit of metal. So we'll try and bend that out next. That is us completed then. So I took off both tail lights and the actual housings were cracked. So I bent the bumper brackets, sorry, the bumper out slightly, and then we put the new tail lights on so that there's no touching the bumper at all. I can't really show too much on these sites because last week or the week before there was a company up here in Scotland who, to be honest with you, I've never heard who they were in my life until last week, and they've contacted the company basically trying to badmouth us and trying to get the work basically so we don't get it. But luckily for us, we have a very, very good relationship with people in that company, and they let us know and put it straight to bed, and aye, nice try, but they ain't going to stop us. So unfortunately I just need to watch what I'm doing, because there's clearly people that watch this and aye, they're maybe out to get us in a way, but it won't work. So nice try, but we'll keep going, and I'll try and share as much as possible with you, as I don't want to sort of stop doing this just because of one or two little individuals. So aye, we'll keep going. I'll try and show you as much as I possibly can, but for right now we're going to head back towards the container, because I've got some stuff I need to drop off in there again, just replenishing stock that we've used over the weekend. And aye, if anything else comes in for the rest of the day, stay tuned and you will find out. I don't know if you can actually see me here, but we are back out, so we're on our way over to Dunfermline. We have a Eco Daily with a brake warning light on, and then after that we need to head through to Wishaw, because we've got a van out there that has spongy brakes. So another couple of hours ahead of us, but here we go, back over the bridge. This is a daily in question. So apparently we have a brake warning fault coming on the dash. Which is correct. Check brake pads. So we'll go and give these a check. This is our fault here, so we've got a broken brake wear pad sensor on the near side rear. Now luckily I picked up a load of stock earlier, which is loads of brake pads and stuff for vans, and we actually have a set here. So we're going to take the wheel off, get these fitted, make sure it's all nice and secure, and then that should fix our light. As you can see, obviously our sensor goes in there, and then it goes round the back, sits underneath sort of your bleed nipple, but it's snapped completely off. So hopefully we'll be able to get this out, because the pads are fairly new. I might just have to go and get a set of long nose pliers, pull that out of there. In fact, no, there we go, it is out. So we'll get a new one put in there, run it all nice and neat, get it plugged in, and then we'll check our brake warning. That is us, got the new bit of the sensor in the pad. It's all ran up, plugged back in. Let's go and see if this light. Now, turn the ignition back on.
5 step is down.
It tells you it's a daily.
5 step is down.
And
Warning, 5 step is down.
Shut the door, there you go.
Warning, 5 step
So we had
is
our
down.
warning light here, it is now off.
Warning, 5 step
So
is
that is
down.
us sorted that we'll get that wheel back on now. Whenever we have a wheel off, we always fill out one of these torque tags. So basically it just tells you we've had the wheel off and we've torqued it, and you have to re-torque it again after. So we'll fill out this and then we'll head off to our next job. Back in the poor lighting, but that is us got that one sorted in Dunfermline, and we're now on our way to Wishaw for another Eco Daily with spongy brakes. So heading through there on the motorway then out, and we will see what that is when we get to it. This van in question, we've checked it all over and it just had a bit of low brake fluid, and that's why we had a bit of a spongy pedal. There's no leaks of that, the servo all looks dry, the calipers are all dry. So me feeling the brake pedal right now, it feels exactly as it should. So we're completely normal on that. And aye, we'll go and let the store know, and that is another one back out on the road. That is us completing another day in the life video. So it is currently bang on 11 o'clock, and we have done, what have we done today? How many miles have we done? Let's have a look. It's not going to tell us. I think we've covered over 300 miles today, so we've done a fair bit of travelling around as normal. But aye, thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. There'll be a link here to like a video that you've maybe not seen before. I appreciate all the messages, the likes, subscribes, everything. And remember, if you've got any questions for the upcoming Meet the Team video, please leave it in the comments. But for this video, that is us. I'm going to go in and get to my bed, because we're up to Perth in the morning. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.